Action, and this is tonight's episode of Schmoebates. How's everyone doing?
I'm good.
Overall, good. We got Dylan, do you have something to drink right there?
I'm fresh out. I'm too focused on the fact that me and Mike buy the same shirts in different colors, so that's
that's right. Can't go wrong with a Henley.
Yeah. 100%.
Priorities. Mike, are you drinking anything, or are you just kind of here to grab the wine when needed?
There it is. Yeah.
Awesome. I myself got my Waterloo, and I am Alex Mack, part of the Call to Action crew. And tonight's episode of Schmoebates, we have amazing people here today. Oh my gosh, Dylan, are you excited?
I'm very excited. I've been hiding in my little tent, just not doing much of anything. That's why I haven't seen my face very often. Mike and Shannon brought me out of retirement to come in and do a episode for this.
I was just like, we need the best, because we have some of the best competitors ever to be on this. And even though you guys haven't competed, the verbal battles you've had on social media and the promos and everything, I mean, it speaks for themselves. MikeKalinowski, holy shnikes, belt holder himself, and Shannon, manager that got him the belts.
Thank you.
Right there. See what I did there? I try. So we are doing some really big stuff today. Are you guys, I know you guys are no stranger to arguing and everything when it comes to this kind of thing.
No.
What are you guys excited for in particular to be on Schmoebates?
To put her in her place.
I was just going to say, like, oh, it's so cool that you guys invite us to do this because we've never done this before. It's going to be interesting. And I was just going to be like kind of positive, but fuck you.
F-bombs. F-bombs. Look at this girl.
No, that's why, like, low key, that's why she has become one of my favorite managers of all time, because kindred spirits with all the F-bombs and eating shit and all that good stuff.
Listen,
I mean, what corruption if not dropping a few F-bombs now and again?
I gotta say though, disclaimer for anyone, I don't think it's cute or funny, or I don't do it on purpose to like try to like rouse people. It's just, do you see where this is going already? It's not, I don't do it on purpose, and I get the whole like cussing thing. It is just something that I don't even hear myself when I do it. But for all the years, I will make a conscious effort to watch my fucking mouth, but not here, not now, because we're going to war.
That's right. Verbal battles to the blood. It's going to get intense. Now, speaking of which, just to kind of fill you in, if you've never seen Schmoebates before, welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have a few new viewers, checking out, being live with us. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by. But just to let you know what we do on Schmoebates. So we are a Schmoedown themed debate show here with Call to Action, where we have an opening statement, an open debate, as well as a closing statement by each of these people. We have 3 hot questions. We want them to argue and really kind of debate together. And at the very end, you guys, our audience, will be voting to determine who our winner is. It's not going to be determined by Dylan and I, even though technically we're like the judges. Maybe we should change that title.
Yeah, probably.
Moderators or something. Regardless, you guys watching this, all like 37 or whoever many people are watching this, you guys are going to determine who's better. Is it MikeKalinowski or is it Shannon?
Can we just fast forward to the end so I can go to bed?
Now that being said, we all have our favorites going into this, sure. However, I do want to confirm, we do not want to bring our personal biases into this. It's based exclusively off the arguments. You can't be like, well, Mike is the best person of all time, therefore, no matter what, I'm going to vote for him. No, that's not the way this shit works. If he makes a horrible argument, fuck that. And same for Shannon. She may be the best manager of all time, but if she can't make an argument worth shit, well, that's too fucking bad. Let's go ahead and hop to it for the first few questions, though. So we're making it pretty fun for today. All right. So with our opening statement, we have 60 seconds on the clock. Mike is going to start with our opening statement. And Dylan.
Okay.
Dylan, you ready to read our first question?
I am ready. So,
yes.
The first question of tonight's Schmoebates episode is, What is the best moment in Korruption history? Mike, you have 60 seconds.
Best moment in Korruption history, hands down, because I am Korruption. I know where it should be, is the Founding Fathers' second match. Not the first match, our second match. I'm sticking with that. That is the moment that cemented Korruption as a force to be reckoned with. End of story. We were no longer just Mike and his rookie. We were a force to be reckoned with going for those belts.
That's it?
Nothing else to say. Opening statement.
Okay. All right. I respect that answer. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shannon, you ready for your 60 seconds opening statement?
Ready.
Go for it.
The best moment in the history of Korruption, hands down, indisputable, is the formation and the execution of the Anarchy tournaments. I'm going to keep it brief because you all watched it happen and you saw for yourselves how it literally changed the entire game. I'm not going to say anything more because there's nothing more to say about it.
Again, to the point. I respect that. Hey, so now that being said, we got a lot to see them argue about. There's so many points. Dylan, is there any particular point you really want to see them address?
You know, if I'm Mike, I almost look at if that's a valid option on Shannon's thing. Korruption, anarchy happens under Korruption's wing, sure, but it feels like Korruption was started as Mike and then into a faction, and then it kept kind of going on that. Maybe Mike challenges to say maybe that wasn't Korruption, the factions, the work. That was just Mike Kalinowski. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. There is this argument for sure that, anarchy is not just a moment. It's definitely a whole event, for sure. I'm excited to see you argue that. But also, the second win against the Founding Fathers, personal bias aside, again, it's one of my favorite matches of all time. However, there's a lot going up to it. Absolutely. That was part of anarchy. Okay. So let's see you guys debate. You guys have 4 minutes on the clock. Starting right now.
Do you want to go?
Oh, you're gonna let me go?
I want to hear the debate of this way because
that's so sweet. He never lets me go first for anything. The only reason that you chose the second match of the Founding Fathers is because you guys won not on a technicality that still shaped your first win.
That's the whole point of the win, is because up until that point, we had placed against Silvestrini and whatever that other match was, and we had rough start because that was our first match. Then the whole O'Russell gate to this day, which is bullshit. And I'll say that right now because I don't give a shit what happened in that match. We won it because that was Snyder in the audience calling that challenge out. Wasn't even Roker or Merle. Doesn't matter. They didn't catch it. But still, we had the ding. And of course, the golden touch of Midas Merle, corrupt this night. So we came back and said, you know what? We're going to play you again. Fine, we'll play you again. And we demolished them. My best game ever. And because you asked what is the best moment in Korruption's history, not the best moment in my history. Yeah, if you want to say the best moment in my history, there's a plethora to talk about. Anarchy being one.
Are you not the entire face of Korruption?
No, Korruption is Chance. Korruption is you. It's everybody.
It doesn't
Korruption is everybody.
Now Korruption is everyone. But
No,
last season Korruption was you and Chance. And the whole fucking season went on what you did in creating anarchy.
I was looking
there would be no fucking nuke. There would be nothing without anarchy, which is what Korruption did. Whether it's an individual feat, it's all under the banner Korruption, and that's all that fucking matters.
Not that I'm gonna give credit to what had happened, but there were strings being pulled that forced my hand in the anarchy tournament. So that would not have gone down the way I wanted it going down. Korruption is about all of us. This was us putting us on the map, going, you know what? We beat Dan Merle and John Roca, took them all the way to the end. They didn't answer the questions. That was a point. Up till then, it was still Mike, a good player, and Chance, an unknown
rookie. But you also created a bunch of fucking teams that people wouldn't have known of otherwise. Some of them are factory farm teams, like the Founding. You wouldn't even know that fucking. And that would not have happened without anarchy. That would not have happened without those pairings. And it changed the entire landscape of how the Schmoedown is played. It introduced a way for the nuke to even happen. We're in a totally different realm of the Schmoedown now, starting because of anarchy. And that's under the name Korruption. It's not under the name Mike Kalinowski. It's not under the name Chance. fuck that. It's not under his name either, even though we had all those. It's under Korruption.
Right, and that was the start of it, and now the Founding Fathers was the pinnacle of it.
But that was the
So I'm
peak.
taking the best moment. That was the great one. That's the best is the Founding Fathers. That match was phenomenal.
It's just a match. It's just a match.
A match, my perfect game match.
Are you going to talk to me or what?
I'm talking to everybody.
Talk to me.
Just like I talk to everybody. I include everybody. It's not just about you. It's about everybody. I look beyond it. Corruption was about me just changing things up. Anarchy. This is about everybody. This win was for everybody in Korruption. It was helping my partner get his belt. It was everything.
It wouldn't have ever happened without Anarchy.
But I was being forced to do Anarchy. I was being forced to do that against my will. I was getting a little envelope.
30 seconds left.
I was so happy to do it. You guys think you had to fucking pull his arm to make him do some shit like that?
But also, you think,
Come on.
and also, but the side effect of the Anarchy tournament was because we got the Founding Fathers out of that. We got this powerhouse team. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have happened. That team should have never been together. Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
10 seconds.
Tell that to everyone raising the 5 in Orlando that it was a mistake to put the Founding Fathers together. They'll laugh you off of the fucking internet.
Lost us the belt. Lost the belt, that team right there.
2,
So
1, and done. You guys need to take a stretch or anything? I felt you guys went to the gym.
I'm coming in hot.
Top ropes.
I am. Oh my gosh, there's so much to kind of go into. Dylan, what were some of your big takeaways from that argument, other than the complete verbal sparring?
Besides the point that I think we should do all of our Schmoedowns in the same, or Schmoebates in the same room, which apparently
couples in the future at all times.
Aside from that, I think Shannon brings up a great point on saying that, that match happening is going to be organic anyway. That was going to be something that happened regardless, while Anarchy was something that had more than an impact just in MikeKalinowski and Chance's career. It affected the whole Schmoedown in such a wider scale. So I do like her points on that.
Absolutely. I completely agree how it really kind of started this whole new era, no pun intended, but this whole new era of Schmoedown, obviously, that with the draft coming in this year and everything beyond, but it really started off with creating a lot of these brand new teams that are still together today. But also, she kind of reminded Mike that, being of Korruption, it's more than just Mike, but you make several solid points. Yes, it is, Shannon, like you said, it is just a match, but the question is best moment. So that would actually work in his favor. But there's so much story buildup. We still talk about it today. It's one of the most controversial matches, but it's also one of the best matches that you've done individually before. So there's definitely a lot to choose from. Absolutely. Okay. So we're about to kind of go into our closing statement. Is there any particular point that you want to see addressed from Shannon or Mike, Dylan?
I think they're doing pretty good in the meat of the subjects right now. I think Mike's big closing points was it legitimized Korruption, I think, especially after that first one. I think the points that they made in are very solid. I'll be curious to see where they take these closing statements.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Okay, now that being said, again, we're going to start with 60 seconds for your closing statement, Mike. Again, you can completely omit it down to at 30 seconds or whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you. But you ready for that closing statement?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Starting now.
Korruption, you said this best moment in Korruption history. There was no corruption before the Anarchy tournament. That is the end of it. It's a fact. I was by myself after that, up until that point. There was no corruption. For me, Korruption was the win. It's like my inner geekdom win. The whole thing with Mara, where the challenge, people didn't think I was a true champion, and I didn't deserve it. So I went back and I won it again against Rachel, and I earned it. People talk about the match for Korruption. Say what you will about the match with the Founding Fathers. Whatever the controversy, this and this, but I went and we both won it again fairly. We can't take this away, and it led us to a.
Oh no!
It'll get there, guys. Don't worry.
Yes, it will. It just pops.
Times in again, the legitimate, true, no controversial win on our way to being belted into my 2 belts with Chance. Korruption.
And 5, 4, 3.
1.
I was like, just based on Shannon's reaction, I feel like you might have some solid comebacks to that.
Okay.
It seems like.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Christian's calling me right now.
Yeah, Harloff was just on the phone. We're all in trouble.
Now
he's texting
God
me.
damn it!
No!
This is bullshit.
We're all in trouble.
He's
You
in this.
just feel like, yeah, C2A, you guys have to like shut this shit down. I'm not allowing it.
All
right,
actually, we're getting some people in trouble. Am I right, folks in the chat?
All right. Okay. So, Shannon, you also have 60 seconds for your closing statements. Are you ready, girl?
Ready.
Go for it.
Again, I don't need 60 seconds because I don't need to drag out the time just for the theatrics of it. You heard it yourself in Mike's argument that corruption is everyone. Corruption is all about the people. It's all about everyone. And not until the last, 10 seconds of that argument did he mention anyone else but himself. So you don't get to hush. The best moment in corruption history was the formation and execution of anarchy. It was a moment that happened that had long-standing consequences. It wasn't about a match. It wasn't about a person. It was about literally how we play the Schmoedown now, how people view it. People still reference the anarchy tournament, how it was the best thing that's ever happened to the fucking league. So that's corruption. It's not MikeKalinowski, even though he keeps saying it is, but also saying it's not, but we see where this is going. It's corruption history, and it's anarchy, period.
5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, I guess you're done. Okay. I think it's funny just saying, I don't need an entire minute for the theatrics. Uses like 57 seconds.
I need 56 seconds for that.
56 seconds.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so you guys can go vote right now. If you have an opinion or fresh in your head and you're like, this person's definitely the winner, feel free to check it. Go vote on Facebook right now. I'm going to just post the link right here in a hot minute.
While she's doing that, ready, and it's in the chat. Currently, we're getting lots of votes for the dog, incidentally.
Yes, a whole lot of love for the dog.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, come on, puppy, little doggo. Okay, but more importantly, one of the big takeaways is I believe Dylan's goatee wins this debate. So
I am feeling rugged, guys. This is
okay. It's all good. All right. Okay. And so while the voting and process, everything kind of goes in right now, guys, if you want to let it settle a little bit until you make a decision, awesome. If you want to vote now, awesome. Regardless, please make your votes here pretty soon though. Okay. So now that being said, we're going to hop into question number 2. This is a really interesting one.
Oh, good question.
Oh,
okay.
Oh yeah, I was excited. I was like, Lucas and I were literally pondering this question at like 10 o'clock at night because I had to figure out a new one, and I was like, I can't think of one. I'm horrible with coming up with questions. So Lucas is like, well, what do you think of this? And I'm like, Lucas, you're brilliant. So thank him. All right, Dylan, you want to read off the second question?
Ooh, buddy, do I? All right. Question number 2 is, what should be the next exhibition match in the Schmoedown? Not exactly worded in that way at the bottom, but you get the idea, guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and this time, since it was Mike previously, Shannon's going to be starting off with both our opening statement as well as our closing statement. All right, you get 60 seconds starting right now, Shannon. Who did you pick? What did you pick?
For our next big exhibition match, I think we should do a Netflix original movies match. I actually had written down who I'd want to see in it too, but I don't have my paper with me. I think it would be interesting because Netflix is so huge right now. It's a category that's not active in the Schmoedown, so it's something that people would want to see. It's something that people are already watching anyway because they have access to from their homes, so they could participate. And I just think it would be a very cool departure from picking something on the wheel that you're going to see.
Oh, man.
Let it happen. Choke him back.
Yeah, any minute now. It's all good. It's all good.
Taking it. That was all.
All right. Perfect. Sorry, it froze there for a little bit, so sorry about that. Okay, so all right, so we're moving on to you, Mike. You also have 60 seconds to make your argument. What slice did you pick? Go ahead.
So for me, and the slices, what I would think, and the most fun, because I've run in these matches before, these exhibition matches, and it's always a great time. I want to see Madea movies. That's right, Madea movies. Everyone's like, Mike's going to pick Bond. No, Madea movies. The amount of fun that could come out of that match is unprecedented, because that's why people love the Patreon matches, because the amount of fun, not to see who wins. No one gives a crap who wins it or whatever, because you just see the amount of fun. But in my debate, I'll go into why it would be so much fun. So I say Madea movies. No one would think this. I don't think anyone would ever think Madea movies, but I can guarantee you it would be one of the best Patreon matches of all time.
Ooh, best Patreon exhibition matches of all time. All right. I guess you're omitting the last 15 seconds. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't need more.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, something, I mean, these would be I think they're, unless Christian and Ellis and everyone, they decide that like 5 months later or something and put it to the public. They usually are available exclusively on Patreon, right? Yeah. Okay. And both of you, I was like, Mike, have you participated in a Patreon match?
You won. I did the MCU. I did the MCU, and then I had one of my most fun matches I've ever done. It was called like Who's in the Studio? And
yeah.
It was a long day of matches, and Christian just said, "All right, I need 5 competitors," and I was there as me, Janine, Brienne, and Draco, and it might have been just been the 4 of us. Was it the 4 of us?
I think it was just the 4.
I think it was just the 4 of us.
Yeah.
I had so much fun doing that match because I was relaxed. I was having fun with it.
It was legit the only time he came home like in a good mood after the Schmoedown.
unless I won. But it was just fun. Like Brandon and I got to sit at that table, and it had been years. Janine and I've never fought. And Draco, we had fun. I got to mess with around a little bit with Bond and the slice, and it was just a fun match. I had a great time. MCU was a little different for me. It was a.
Aren't we not talking about this right now?
This isn't debating.
I'm sorry. Thank you for pulling it back, Shannon. I just love talking about Schmoedown. You're right. You're absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to 4 minutes of open debate in favor of Netflix original movies versus Madea movies. 4 minutes on the clock starting now.
I feel like it's going to get really sticky.
Do I need to stop this right now? Because Netflix movies don't count. Theatrical on it.
Exhibition matches. It's
doesn't
an
matter.
exhibition match.
Because
it doesn't matter.
So what are you going to say? Hey, competitors, you've got 3 months. Go watch Netflix movies
it's
now.
It's an exhibition match.
No,
they don't have to. They're already watching Netflix
That is
movies.
ridiculous. Because let me tell you about Madea movies. And here's the thing. Madea movies, I can guarantee
he's never even fucking watched
That's
one.
right. And that's why it would be awesome.
So you're going to study?
Hold on.
So they need to all study for that? Fuck you.
No one watches these movies. Dan Merle doesn't watch these movies. To make us sit through these movies and watch these 6 or 7 or whatever, and then to do this, and then I'm going to say this.
Hey.
Hold on. In the spirit of Madea, I want every competitor to cross-dress for the match. Guys, ladies dress as guys at that table. See Dan Merle in a dress, John Roca in a dress, me in a dress, Bateman in a dress, Janine in a suit. I think that would be the best time ever in a match. And what is that for? What's a patron match for? An exhibition match. It's for the patrons. It's a thank you for them. It would get a chance to see just having fun. Netflix movies.
Do you know how many great fucking Netflix movies there are out right now
that
people
Irishman.
Actually give a shit about? Have you ever seen Mudbound? Have you ever seen Beast of No Nation? They're fucking incredible fucking movies.
Is it fun though?
Yeah, really. They're fun.
Nah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Netflix, that could go be a slice on the wheel as a normal time.
You're not a member of the Wild Berries. It's not all fun and games for you, sir. I'd like to know, who would you put up in the Madea match? Who are your competitors for that?
Oh, God, Dan Merle, in a heartbeat. I want to see John Roca, because we're going off of my idea of what I want them in cross-dressing. I want to see their
match. It's basically about who do you want to see fucking swear.
Right, it's not about the match. No patron matches. I said that in my opening. They're not about the matches. It's about having.
We have 2 minutes.
The best thing. It's about what the audience wants. They want to see the competitors that are at each other's throats all the time.
Everything.
People talk about my match.
All of their time doing is watching fucking Netflix.
people talk about match against Janine, and they loved it because they said with the 5-way, they said, Mike, you were just having fun. It wasn't this cutthroat, getting upset at people, jumping at the table. It was the best competitors just having a blast with each other. To have Medea, me and Roka in dresses going at it, oh my God.
What makes Netflix original movies not fun? Why does that detract from the fun factor? I watch tons of fun things on Netflix.
Some of my favorite movies are on Netflix.
Fun. You're making a fucking mockery of Tyler Perry is what you're doing, and quite frankly, it's disrespectful.
Tyler Perry makes a mockery of Tyler Perry. I'm sorry to say this.
Perry,
it's fine.
Tyler Perry is sitting in his fucking home studio in Atlanta being like, fuck all y'all.
I think
he can make a mockery of himself because he's
okay, and here's a better thing.
1 minute remaining.
Ask the competitors. Okay, competitors, you get a choice. Which Patreon match, exhibition match you want to do? A Medea match or a Netflix movie?
Think about
every competitor would go, let's Medea, you damn right.
Think about the competitors and what their fucking jobs are, and how many people out there in the audience have said, I want to see fucking Netflix. So when are we going to do Netflix on the wheel? Can we do Netflix? Can we do this? Everyone's asking. No one's asking about fucking Medea. Everyone's asking.
Because it's a joke.
Everyone's asking.
Terrible. Terrible. To make a competitor watch these films, it's bad enough that we have to sit through IG films that are terrible. To make these great competitors have to sit through crap. They would love to sit through Netflix. They love these, like, oh, this is a great movie. I wish it showed in theaters. I would love to see it. None of us want to see Medea. None of us. To make
10 seconds.
Compete against it, gold.
Nah,
people would join the Patreon just for
that. 5, 4,
yes,
3,
they will.
2,
and 1.
Wow.
There's still some anger and some words that need to be said in there.
Because she fucking got her ass spanked.
He gets so overheated and it starts to kind of
come off the top ropes.
Anybody's ears on fire right now? Just feels hot.
I do feel a little bit of blood right here.
It smells like roses.
He thought he
smell like roses.
He bought it.
Okay.
Now you're over here.
Now, I did read some comments in the chat, and they did make a handful of points that there are a handful of movies and Netflix that they are promoting in theaters in order to be in more awards, to be in more awards talk. So you can, make that argument, such as The Irishman. Just saying, To All the Boys of Love Before. Excuse me. Love that. Condor forever. But it crosses so many genres. Now, that being said, there are so much content to go through. So I am kind of curious to see you kind of address that. But also, Mike, it seems like you're really hyper-focusing on the aspect of the cross-dressing rather than understanding the knowledge in particular. Just like you said, do people actually watch these movies? I don't know. I don't know anyone that watches these movies, and that's fine. So I do want you to kind of go into what would the actual competition and knowledge level would look like a little bit. Dylan, do you have anything that you kind of want them to address a little bit?
Yeah, I want to know why MikeKalinowski hates the Schmoedown. Not only does he want to make him watch movies that they are not going to be happy watching, I think it's just the IG spite coming out of him. But also, he wants them to do it while extremely uncomfortable or very comfortable. I'm not sure. No judgment. While cross-dressing on the other ones. Although, Mike's selling me on Janine in a suit because that's very on-brand action for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's not cross-dressing. That's just her looking bomb-ass in a suit. I mean, come on. I wear a suit every single time I go to a live event. I mean, come on.
It's true.
True. I do love me a suit. Okay, awesome. Okay, so starting with you, Shannon, you got 60 seconds on the clock to make your closing statement in favor of Netflix original movies and to get these people voting in your favor. Starting
now.
Yeah.
You guys talk about how it's such a large category of movies to watch, as if you're not sitting down watching a fucking large category of movies when you're doing singles or teams or anything else. It's literally just a different service to which you're watching them. You're already fucking being asked, do you want to continue watching because you're plugged in Netflix for fucking 8 hours a day. Casually. And again, it's an exhibition match. To Mike's credit, like I said, it's for fun. You don't have to know every Netflix original movie that comes out every. You don't have to study it like you do IG. It's a fucking exhibition match over something that people actually are watching and want to see and have talked about wanting to see before. So it satisfies the competitors. It satisfies all the fans and all the Patreons. It's a win-win. Why would you not want to do it? You asked for it.
3, 2, 1. And I couldn't agree more. I know a bazillion other fans that have constantly asked about when we're going to get Netflix as a slice. So I'm sure it's only going to be a matter of time.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Mike. Medea movies. 60 seconds. Let's tie a bow on it and see it go. Starting now.
Okay, at the end of the day, these matches are all about fun. It's about these competitors that are going at it all the time. It's just about having fun, and the fans, in turn, love that. Also, with Netflix, there's so many damn movies. They've made 20 movies in February released. There are hundreds of movies Netflix has done over the course of this time. You can't possibly do all that or make it fun to study. It's not even a thing. This is a challenging thing. The dress-up thing, I threw it out there. It's just because it's fun. It's a whole nother level to it. You know, people talk about IG and the studying and how intense it is, and you sit there and you've got to scrutinize. I was watching Birds of Prey last night, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be something. That's going to be something. Now, we know these are going to be a set of movies. Competitors, you know you're going to watch this. You've got 2 weeks to watch those and to know how deep people will study. And it gives a look at people's study habits. Like, okay, did they pick up on these things? You've got your set film. Everyone's got the same thing. You go in this, but at the end of the day, this is rewarding the fans for being supporting of the show. It's for fun.
5.
Who wouldn't want to see Dan Merle in a dress?
And done. Oh, fuck. I would love to see Dan Merle in a dress.
Rude.
I would love to see everyone in a dress. I think everyone in a dress. They're super comfortable. Okay. How are you guys feeling after your second one?
I need another fucking bottle of wine, man.
Jazzed
up.
Get that wine.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I'm just jazzed
I'm feeling
up.
like after that second round against the Founding Fathers in our second match.
I'm feeling like the whole fucking Anarchy tournament is about to take shape, and I'm about to destroy everyone in my path.
I want to exude that confidence in my everyday life. Okay, so just kind of pointing over to some people in the chat, Belford is really pointing out Diary of a Mad Black Woman is not that fun of a movie.
Oh.
But
he doesn't even say it right. He's
Diary of a Mad Black Woman is not that fun movie. I don't even know what that movie is.
It's a Medea movie.
Watch it.
Well, hey, we'll watch it when we're done with this. How about that?
Another one says I got Shannon on this, so there's a lot of love all around.
Of course,
thank you.
Shannon giving Mike resting bitch face.
That's the face she always gives me, buddy.
My default setting.
That's all I deal with all the time.
And also pointing out, or just a little reminder, Jeff says Mark Andraco dressed up as Finstock, so I'm guessing he'd wear a lot of things. But didn't he dress up for the Charlie's Angels during a Werewolves opening?
Kind of.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Regardless, I would love to see more of it. Okay, so just want to remind you guys, feel free to vote right now while all the arguments are still fresh in that noggin, or you can vote towards the end. Whatever it may be, totally up to you, but please vote. I just don't want to. I want votes to be made in this argument. This argument deserves so many awesome votes. Mm-hmm. So please make your opinion heard. Okay, going in for a third and final question.
Wait.
Oh boy.
Okay. So before we get
what's up?
Move to this next one. Okay. Oh, before we read off the third and final question, though, who?
Sorry, I noticed in the chat.
Oh God, there he is.
There it is.
Yes.
He's
here. Sneaking in every once in a while that he does. Now, the third question is a very
shut up.
Important question to me, considering who we have for today.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, cutie. But yeah, it's a very exciting question. It's actually my favorite question that's going to be argued today. So I'm excited to see you guys do it. Now, in particular, I got both doggos. We got both doggos on screen.
Alex, you want me to toss this question?
So cute. Look at those little beanies.
Our ratings have never been higher, everybody.
Look at those little toe beanies.
Alex,
sorry. I can't help it.
you want me to go to the third question?
Okay. Anyway, we are. Usually, sometimes we do a coin toss. Sometimes we let you guys decide. So, who do you guys want to do the opening statement and closing statements first? Does it matter?
Us?
Yep.
Yeah. You guys can decide for yourselves,
Ladies,
or I can flip a coin.
ladies first.
Ladies first. Shannon, are you okay with that?
Oh, we're still on question 2?
No, 3.
No,
Okay, we're about to go into question 3.
You're dogs! What do you want me to do?
Does it pay
Fucking
attention?
dogs.
Fuck.
Opening statements for question 3. Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Mike's going to go.
Mike?
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Go.
Okay. Question number 3. Our final question to determine who our winner is today of this debate. All right, Dylan, you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. Guys, what Hollywood actor embodies corruption? And we say embodies, that means their attitude, their mindset, all of that. All the elements of corruption that you can think of. What actor embodies that?
So who did you choose?
Ready?
Mike?
Okay. I choose Mr. Jack Nicholson. He, to me, when I think it's because what I did is when I said, okay, actor, I thought about the movies and what does the audience think most of when they think of an actor. And I was going through and what we are corruption. It's Jack Nicholson because all I think of is I just remember Witches of Eastwick. That was the movie that hit it for me the best. If you've ever seen that movie, that embodies what corruption is. His stature in the industry, the fact that he commands the room when he enters, no matter what's going on, you know that Jack Nicholson is there. People fear him. They love him. He's charming. He's diabolical. He's one of the greats. One of the greats, Mr. Jack Nicholson. And I shall go into it in just moments.
Okay. Omitting the last 15 or so seconds. Fantastic.
It's Jack, man. It's the guy that loves the game. He loves what he's doing for life. But, you don't mess with him. You don't mess with Jack.
I hear you. What's his name in the movie? Daryl Van...
In Witches of Eastwick?
Yeah.
It's just the devil. He is.
No, yeah, I know that he is supposed to be the devil, and there's a Cher, Susan, and they're all fabulous. But he's supposed to have a devil name. He's supposed to have a Daryl Von Horn or something.
The debates.
Regardless.
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right, Shannon, you have 60 seconds on the clock. Who did you choose for the what Hollywood actor embodies corruption? Starting now.
This time, I'm not going to use 60 seconds because I'm going to save it for the debates. Who embodies corruption better than the Hollywood actor known as MikeKalinowski?
All right, I can't do this one. What? How's that fair?
It's not over yet.
How is that fair?
It's all strategy, Mike. It's all strategy. She's playing to her audience, and I respect that. Okay, so going into 4 minutes of open, bloody debate. Let's do this, starting now.
I don't think we're going to
go. I want to hear let's hear your argument for this.
See?
Go.
Mike wants to be, and this is just a personal thing. Mike wants to be all about the people, but you've heard that Mike's kind of all about himself. I have a bigger picture image. And when I think of a Hollywood actor who embodies corruption, there is quite literally no better answer than corruption himself, fucking MikeKalinowski. He's for the people. He embodies everything that corruption is about. We don't half-ass anything. We go in full force. Whether we win, lose, or draw, we always come back for more. Corruption stands for holding your head up high, being classy in victory and defeats. And this man, in real life as well as his Schmoedown life, never gives up. He never, ever fucking quits. If he falters for anything, he takes some time, he recuperates, and he comes back better than ever. It's literally what corruption is made of. It's for the people. It's for culture. It's for understanding other people. It's for having respect for other people. It's being able to talk a lot of shit and still look really fucking good while doing it.
All right, hot. You want them to look really hot. Okay, take a note here.
Okay. Look, all joking aside, no, it's Jack Nicholson because when I think about him, and like I said, Witches of Eastwick, because think about corruption. I was the nice guy. Before that, I was like, everyone loved my nice Mike back, but I was never nice, Mike.
You have all seen
Jack Nicholson. What do we all use with Jack Nicholson? It's this gift.
And what do we all what do we all use with Mike Kalinowski?
Jack Nicholson with those sunglasses on. He's like, I'm just watching everything just unfold and fall apart.
And then you see Mike Kalinowski double belts with that shit-eating fucking grin.
It's like Jack Nicholson. He's got that smile. He comes in like that. But you watch him in The Departed, and he's like, he would cut your fucking nuts off without you even knowing about it. Or The Witches of Eastwick seducing 3 women like that. But at the end of the day,
similarly is what's going to happen to Andrew Ghai when we play him. Mike is going to
what the Schmoedown did is
him.
It let
1
me.
minute.
He let the devil in. Christian let the devil into the Schmoedown. And as she said earlier, anarchy was the best thing that happened to corruption. Well, Jack Nicholson, he was the guy that came in there and just destroys everything. He is a powerhouse. He walks into a room, just like when I walk into that room and the match is there, and it's just adulation. It's Jack Nicholson, cool, under pressure, calm. When things are going his way, all he does, he sits back with them glasses on. He's like, okay, all right, it's going to happen like this.
I told you.
But then he turns around. He turns around and he gets the...
Are you guys
Jack
not
Nicholson,
hearing? Are you
that's
not
right.
I'm getting some creepy vibes. Okay. I was like, what?
Making an argument that I'm me, Mike's Mike. Okay, that's fine. Like this, they wanted, the full thing about this.
You're not just Mike. You're a Hollywood actor.
But I'm a nice guy. I'm not mean like Jack Nicholson, and I don't have those.
You're incredibly fucking mean.
I don't
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think
You're
so.
an asshole.
No,
for sure.
No, but I'm not Jack Nicholson.
Sure.
I'm not Jack Nicholson level.
I'm sure Jack Nicholson is
man.
actually
Look at Nicholson.
Nice.
When I'm 80 years old, I probably won't be able to sleep with 30-year-olds. Jack Nicholson can.
30 seconds.
I'm still gonna be like way young when you're
you'll be.
So technically, you will be getting
Listen to this one. Listen to this one. Got to
little,
throw digs in there. It's like no. So Jack Nicholson, you look at his filmography, but then when you piss him off, it's just like us. You piss him off, like Few Good Men and stuff like this.
Legit sounds like Mike Kalinowski. Am I right?
No, I don't agree with that at all. You said that your point makes no sense because it's me. You're doing this. I'm saying Hollywood actor Jack Nicholson.
You're a fucking Hollywood actor.
I know corruption. It's this guy, Jack Nicholson.
2, 1, and done.
Woo!
All right, you're done. That was a tough one. That's not fair. That's a shady ass trick.
Can somebody go out there and just over a bunch of Jack Nicholson gifs with Mike Kalinowski's face for me and post them all to the Korruption Facebook page, please?
So creepy. Don't do that. Oh, God.
I love that gift. Love that.
So weird. Oh, stop it.
That was shady. That was so damn shady on her part. What's she doing?
Okay, so yeah, you get that crown on. Okay, so okay, now we're gonna be going into our closing statements in a little bit. Now, just to kind of pull some questions and things like that, from the audience, what they're kind of thinking. Chris is kind of reaffirming, here's Mikey. Right there. Right. Actually, that's something I do want to kind of address. You really kind of mentioned about how he's all about the charisma, being cool under pressure and everything. You did only mention one movie he's been a part of, in particular that you feel like really embodies being with the Witches of Eastwick. Are you going to address? I'm curious to see if you're going to be addressing some of his other movies as well, or are you kind of referring to just his off-screen persona, all memes and gifts included. Bethany says, yes, Queen, you were that crown, girl.
Mm-hmm. Hands. I knew it was coming eventually. There's gonna be clap hands coming soon.
All hail the evil queen. Yes. Teddy, is it Fika? I'm not really entirely sure. Can Mike do a good Nicholson impression? I don't know. You judge for yourself after that. For sure.
That's the best meme ever. It's the best meme. It's so perfect.
It's a classic one for sure. Mike is kind of letting you know, Shannon, remember, if you win, awesome. Lose if you must, but always cheat.
Of course she does.
How dare you? One. But Adelaide is just reaffirming to everyone, hey, Mike is the next Greenland Hollywood actor soon. There you go. Yeah. Mike Kalinowski for Green Lantern, that's for sure. Okay, now we are, again, guys, please do not vote yet. If you've already made, if you already feel like Shannon or Mike has won, let them make their closing statements as well. So, Mike, you ready for your closing statement?
This is closing statement on question 3, right?
Yep.
Our final question.
Okay.
Starting right now.
You said I only use one movie. I could use every single movie in his filmography. Departed, Few Good Men. I mean, look at the Joker. That embodies what corruption is. It's all about showmanship. It's all about, but at the end of it, the core of it, it's about the evil. It's about being the true villain. People love the flashy villain that's always talking about this, but it's Jack Nicholson. And that's why I use Richard Eastick, because it's behind the scenes. That's what embodies corruption. It's me putting on the smiling face, but at the end of the day, she talked about anarchy. We know I did that thing, and then you remember the whole dog pile of all the competitors, and there I just was. I was like, hey. That was, he embodied corruption to a T. Jack Nicholson, when I see that courtside at the Lakers, when he just sits back there, he just commands the room when he walks in there. And for me, that's what I want corruption to be. It's what it is. It solidifies this. The Shining. I mean, God, The Shining. Here's Mikey. We could do whatever we want with this with Jack Nicholson. Chinatown. So I mean, it's whole filmography is anything I want it to be because it fits the man. I just used Witches of Eastwick because it was the perfect thing. And again.
2 and 1. Someone, for the love of God, please make that into the new gift.
Clip all of that. Clip it.
Make that a clip. Just make it. Shannon's like, I regret this so much. All right. Okay. So, Shannon, in defense of MikeKalinowski for the Hollywood actor that embodies everything that is corruption, you have 60 seconds to make your closing argument, starting now.
I mean, he kind of already made the argument for me. Look at him at the end of Collision, this dog pile of bullshit happening, and he's just sitting back there going, because that's the whole fucking deal. That's what it is. Corruption is Mike. What you see on stage, what you see off stage. He is the embodiment of corruption. He is a Hollywood actor. Go look him up on IMDb. He's doing all sorts of fun shit, and he's still getting residuals from lots of stuff.
30 seconds.
He's a bona fide, paid, working Hollywood actor, and there quite literally could be nobody else to embody corruption and the ethos and the reputation of corruption better than you, because you literally are corruption. Jack Nicholson can suck my dick. He doesn't know anything about corruption. You helped create it. You are corruption. That's it. 5, 4. Don't do that.
Mike is like, can I vote for Shannon? Can I have that as a lullaby to sing me to sleep every day? All right. Okay. Thank you so much for making your closing statements. Dylan, what the flippity fuck? What do you think?
Woo! I think that our F-bomb count is at an all-time high for this episode. Yeah. I also found out that Mike was a hiker on The Vampire Diaries back in 2010.
I was. That was my first big TV credit.
Yeah, that was IMDb. So I did just fact check that because I think that's important to do here at Schmoebates. On top of all that, good God, I don't know. If I had a vote, which I don't, it's so hard because Mike comes in, and for nobody's surprise, pure entertainment value and valid points. I recently watched Departed for the first time, and I'm really seeing that point. So I'm like, okay, I see that. But at the same time, Shannon's mind games for picking Mike against Mike is pretty top tier stuff. So I'm torn right down the middle, guys. This is an excellent Schmoebate episode to tune in.
Well, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I was like, Mike, you definitely made some solid points. I mean, like, it feels like Jack Nicholson, no matter what, he's always the smartest man in the room, or at least he seems like he is. That he's always cool under pressure. He's so charismatic and like seductive as a viewer. But also on top of that, in Shannon's defense, so are you. You are all of those things. You're so charismatic. Your work ethic, you're very resilient. you're a good-looking guy. You're able to, when you're doing this, you know what corruption is. You know what it means to be part of this, having that mentality of going into it. Jack Nicholson, he might be some of these things, and we don't know. We think he is, just because he's, Jack fucking Nicholson. So I am very curious to see what you guys think. All of you guys, go vote right now. If you haven't voted, do it right now. Like right fucking now. Who do you think should win today's matches? I did just double check all the scores for the first and second one, and it is super duper tight. It is like 12 and 13. It is like 10 and 12. It's 15 and 17. It's like I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know. Okay, while we kind of wrap things up, again, if you're watching this, you have to vote right now. If you're not going to vote in the next 2 minutes, it's moot point. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because Dylan and I are going to determine based off the votes who is going to win here in 2 minutes. So until then, we're just going to hang out and respond to some of these little messages here while we wait for those last minute votes. Okay. I just like what Jeremy Miller, he just comes out with these random quips. By the way, a Crane Kristen Shining commercial is
so fun.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, did you what was your favorite commercial for the Super Bowl?
Me?
Yeah, one of you.
The Google commercial.
And oh god, just kill my grandparents again. God, I can't.
I bawled my eyes out on my own, and then Mike came home and I was like, you haven't seen this yet? And I was looking on my phone, and it wasn't just a tear. I was weeping. I was ugly crying. Jesus Christ. It was just, it's so lots of personal stuff with that one, but that Google commercial is so just.
I feel like it's who can make the most tears from us? Who can extract the most waterworks?
Yeah, it's the biggest tears or the loudest laughter. And for tears, for sure, Google. The Boston commercial was hilarious too.
What? Cat.
That was so great.
So good.
I almost peed myself watching it. It was so good.
Yeah, that was great.
Can you do a really good accent, Paul? Boston accent?
Paul? Well, where's the Paul on that one?
Oh, I don't know. I said Paul. Sorry, Mike. I don't know. I said Paul.
Me?
Yeah. Can you do a Boston accent?
Pack the car. Pack the car. What are you doing? Pack. Good though. Where's Roxy? You need Roxy here.
Yeah.
Roxy be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Or Coy.
So for someone from Boston.
Oh my God.
Or Snyder.
Snyder.
Alex, we're getting some hot questions in the chat I want to cover real quick. So Lucas
absolutely.
Says, how do you pronounce coupon? Follow up, how do you pronounce Medea?
I say coupon.
Okay. Everybody says coupon? Coupon?
Some people say
Coupon?
with a Q. I don't know. It's
Coupon? I think I might say coupon.
Of course you do.
I might. I don't say it enough because I don't use them.
How do you say Mike's movie category that he picked?
I say Medea. Medea. Right?
Alex,
Medea.
Medea? No, Medea.
Like Medea Family Robinson or Family Reunion or whatever it was.
Medea.
I think it's Medea, but I don't know.
Because there's an E in there. Medea.
It could be Medea.
I guess so.
I say Medea. I don't think.
Forced Schmoedown question debate. What is it, Medea or Medea? Make sure to vote over at Fed.
Well, speaking of which, we actually on a previous Schmoebate, we actually had our debaters argue what new rule should be introduced in this upcoming season. And one person put down, said, once you get a challenge, you use it, you lose it, even if you win the challenge. Cool. Better. Wow. And the other person said, you have to be both phonetically correct and written correct.
No
way.
Absolutely not.
No.
There's no.
I am waiting for the day that someone writes a question where the correct answer, who played Killer Croc in Suicide Squad, and it's Adewale Agamnabne. Nope, done.
I know. That's why I kind of asked specifically. I was like, well, there's so many international movies. For example, Parasite right now with they're non-English. A lot of them are not European
Impossible.
words. A lot of silent letters. It's just you're picture them.
You know?
Like, he would just full out retire if he ever had to go phonetically. He wouldn't come in. Robert, I beat you to it. I saw your bad comment. I knew it.
Not in this
Medea.
thing, but it's like, think about competitors that have really thick and heavy accents. Like, are they at a disadvantage to be able to answer questions because phonetically hearing it doesn't sound they're saying it correctly? Like, think of Chandru.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he says things a little bit like what Mike would say. That's too sticky of a territory to get into. You can't do that.
I think that's always going to be whiteboard and you say it. You know, I kind of think the whiteboard should be used all the time. You know, I can't think of it off the hand, but I think it was round 3. There was a debate or something. And it was just like, you write it and say it, just so there's no, you know, misconstruing of what you meant. It's just kind of a backup. You know, I forgot who I was talking. It was back last season we were talking about it. I can't think of a rule that I would add.
Well, if I were to add a rule, I would do it almost like a timeout. You have like a 30-second timeout where it'd be like, I need to talk to my coach, my teammates, or something like that. It could be whatever round you want, and you're like, I just need to have someone help me refocus, and for like these 30 seconds, like you do with any sport movie,
you know,
any actual sport, there is just some kind of like
that would change the game like you wouldn't believe. Like if you call a timeout in the middle of the speed round, like
it just got the energy.
That would you would. If your player's knocking speed round, you knock him down. That would be, that is a double-edged sword because you'd like to use it, but if you're one of those games, like for me, a timeout against either Founding Fathers Championship or against Smets in Spectacular would have been a godsend. That would have been one of those, like, because I just could not, you know, with Smets, it was I never felt more confident going into a match, and it wasn't about being cocky. I was like, I'm going to win this. I'm taking this. And every answer that I missed, I knew the answer to. I just could not pull it. So if I could have taken a timeout and say, I need a break. I need to step off with my manager for a second. It would have changed the game. So
yeah, I mean, just that
is a great. I don't think it'll ever happen. I think there's a rule against it too much, but that would be a game changer.
Yeah,
to have a timeout.
I know. I mean, like even like if you think about I can't remember. It was like I can't remember what teams it was like for a Super Bowl where the lights went out in the entire stadium, and so it ended like
didn't Beyonce's performance break it or something?
I honestly have no idea. It's not, maybe that was it. But essentially it was during a Super Bowl, like how many years ago the lights went out and they ended up like putting the entire game on hold. Like they were like losing by like 15 points or something obnoxious. And the team that was losing ended up coming back after like an hour and a half break.
Oh God, yeah.
So
30-second break.
It was just like everything changed. So it's kind of crazy.
That's a game changer, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, again, it's just
that's a great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Christian, hello. Call me. What's up? Okay, so well, we have our votes in, guys. We have our winner.
Oh God.
We have our fucking loser.
Ooh.
And I am so sorry, Mike, but you won. Okay, so I do want to go into specifics. So for question 1, looking at them right now, I'm not talking about tomorrow. Maybe that's going to change, but I just looked at it right now. Mm-hmm. And for the question number 1, being, what is the best moments in Korruption history? The scores were Shannon at 14 votes and Mike at 16 votes. Again, neck and neck, right? For question number 2, it was what should the next exhibition match be of? Mm-hmm. It was Mike with 17 votes and Shannon at 14 votes. So fucking close. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you want to see people in drag.
Maybe that's like a real thing to kind of take us to the next level.
That's true.
That was true on my part.
That was, yeah.
Now, if you said I want Dan Murrell study Netflix, the audience would have loved you.
That's true. I forgot fucking Dan Murrell. Shame on me.
Dan Murrell and drag.
Every time. And third and final question being, what Hollywood actor embodies corruption and everything that involves? And that would actually be Shannon won that question, winning 15 votes, and Mike winning 8 votes.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
That's it? 8?
That's the effect that Dan Burrell has on everyone. Bullshit.
But, hey, I lost to myself, so I'll lose that question.
That's fair.
That's the biggest gap. Holy shit.
Now, I do want to reaffirm again. Haskell's pointing out, he's like, hey, there's 23 hours left in polls, so poll results could change. No, they can't. They can absolutely change tonight, tomorrow. But again, it doesn't fucking matter, because if you're not voting right now as we're doing this live, it's too fucking bad. Because we just announced our winner just now. So it's an immediate live process. So. All right, so that kind of wraps things up. Shannon, Mike, what do you? Oh, I don't know.
Hey, they're back. Hey.
So how do you guys feel about kind of finishing up your first Schmoebate together?
I feel like I am ready for some makeup sex. What?
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 What? What is wrong with her? What is wrong with her? You feel what I do?
Guys, it was a long, hard fight. I'm ready for.
Gosh, darn it! This one. You see what I do? Look at him. He's covering his ears.
I need a consolation prize.
Oh my
God.
I need a consolation prize. I lost.
I agree, Shannon. Put on that crown and get that consolation prize.
I'm not going to wear
that. No, this was just another night here at the Kalinowski household. It's fighting, and that's.
What do you mean? It's not the Barney household? What are you trying to say?
Household. And there's a lot more loving than there is fighting going on in this house.
I'm joking.
But he is definitely the louder, more boisterous one of the two of us. I just kind of sit back and let him run his own clock out.
I know that's not supposed to be sexual, Shannon, but that.
You keep saying that stuff, Dylan. Like what?
Is wrong again?
Does that count for the F-bomb count? Let me know in the comments below.
What is the number of the F-bombs that we have had so far? But I mean, aside from that, what do you guys think of the questions? I mean, did you guys love fighting on camera? Did you hate it? I mean, what about, would you guys change any arguments?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
The question that we were going to have for round number 2.
Oh, yes. Okay, so the initial question that I actually proposed was, what incoming rookie team do you feel like is going to be the biggest threat coming into season 7? So with all these new rookie players and all these new rookie teams and everything that had to be broken up and are coming together and everything. So I was kind of curious. So
yeah, and I think we all kind of mutually decided it's too soon to even have that debate, because there's so many new rookie teams, and a lot of them that haven't even been announced yet.
True.
Very few of them that have even played. So it's hard to, make an honest debate out of so many unknowns.
I was just going to debate the fact that I'm not even thinking about rookie teams. Let them prove themselves for a few matches in a few months, and then I'll look at them. They can work their way up to our level. So I leave them looking at the teams in this one. When they start getting in our stratosphere, that's when I would start looking at them.
But I will say,
that's the character type.
Cautionary tale is, if the name of the game is not underestimating anyone, that must include the rookies, because they're of this new era. They're watching, they're playing along. They're not in it for the fun of their friends sitting at a desk. They're in it to be competitive. So I think everyone should be looking out for every single rookie. There's a lot of names thrown around there. There's a lot of unknown talent. And I think that no one is coming into the Schmoedown at this stage of the game just for funsies.
That's very true.
A very specific shtick that they want to do. Otherwise, people are coming in here to compete now. So veterans, keep your guard up. You have to.
Yep.
These rookies aren't fucking around. Sorry.
Out for blood.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, again, like I was asking earlier, how do you guys feel about arguing officially on camera? Mm-hmm. 94% of the time, if you guys are recording, you're there to back up your man and vice versa, and you're all about supporting each other.
I know exactly how she is. I know exactly how she fights. So I expected just what I got. I wasn't like, oh my God, Jesus, you're vicious. I know what she's like. That's why when Christian, everyone wanted her to be in there as a manager, I was like, you guys have no idea what you're asking for. I live with it. You guys are screwed. You're screwed. what you're going to deal with and the stuff that's going to come out of her mouth and the debating and talking. And I'm like, I knew what I was getting into. So,
and I knew from watching DC Movie News that it was going to be Mike trying to talk over me the whole time. I'm so sorry for what you have to deal with, Roxy. I know your pain.
Yes, but if you listen to the comments, everyone's like, oh my God, we love when Mike hosts more often, Mike, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give the people what they want. Just like the whole corruption. You gotta give the people what they want.
That's what we're gonna do this year too. It's fun arguing with Mike. We like a good heated debate. A lot of things though, so it's like he's not gonna argue. He's stupid. He's great though.
I gotta give it. Yeah. Then I lost that in round 3. I was like, okay, I can't.
What are you gonna say?
If I was trying to cut down her argument, it'd be cutting down myself. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
But it's fun. It's fun to do it on camera. I mean, obviously, like we're idiots, and why not show who we are? It's fun.
Do you feel like you argued in character at all, or no?
Not really.
Not really, because my character is so different from the character on the Schmoedown. So.
And I'm always an asshole, like in a fun way. I want to like I'm not.
There it is. I'll never forget. I was my best friend. He's married 3 beautiful little kids, and I was like, just please God, watch your mouth. We're gonna be at Disney World. The 3 kids, please watch the mouth.
And I did.
And she did, but it was a constant like, oh, where's it gonna drop? Where's it gonna drop?
Got to keep him wondering. Is she? Is she not? Will she? Will she not?
No.
Keep the energy in the room alive.
And I like to curse, so that's a lot saying it from me. That's a lot.
You like to curse?
I love to, but I'm an adult, and I know the proper time to do it.
And that's right. You are an adult, and there is a proper time.
That's right.
He loves to do it. I don't do it to elevate anything. It's just the way I was born and raised. I'm a military brat. It's just part of my vernacular.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm a military brat, so I swear a lot.
It absolutely
does.
Anyone that
I don't see anyone. I don't see privates saying, "Fuck this, Sarge. I ain't doing this, Sarge. Fuck it."
Are you kidding me?
I didn't know anyone. I fucking grew up with it my whole life. I've been involved with it forever. Like it's just part of the way people in that military industrial complex. Mm-hmm. There are exceptions, but I'm just saying it comes out without me thinking about it because that's what I was.
That language is very disrespectful.
I feel like we're getting into another debate that should be safe from.
I feel like you are 100% correct. For sure, we can go on and on. We really could. Dylan, do you have any questions for these amazing debaters today?
It's one of the very few times I'm honestly stumped on camera because I'm trying my best not to. The double entendres have just honestly tilted me tonight. I don't have anything. Shannon, you've always speechless as always. No, I get our Trout channel in enough trouble as is. So, yeah, I guess my question going in, I've got nothing. Thank you, guys. Excellent job. Thank you, Mike. You've left me speechless.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Mike, on your fantastic win today. And Shannon, I mean, you were right there. I mean, it was such an awesome, arguments all around. So thank you so much. And Mike, we are going to be having some really big matches. I hope you come back and hang out with us here pretty soon. Same for you, Shannon. Both of you, either as judges or commentators, I guess we are, or debaters, or whatever it is that you may be. Yes, I definitely would welcome you guys to come back anytime for sure. Okay, so for future reference though, Mike, where can we keep up with you on everything that you're doing?
All social media, I'm at MikeKalinowski. Simple as that. That's everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about you, Shannon?
Twitter, Instagram, oh my Barney. That's where I'll be.
Mm-hmm. Some of my favorite, funniest, most ridiculous tweets definitely come from that handle for sure. And Dylan?
You can catch me on Twitter at CAMACHO, just like that last name, and then add octopus at the end. So just like one long word. Don't worry about spelling it out. I'm the only one of me. You'll find me. I tweet once a week, maybe. But go check it out, guys. That one tweet is really funny.
Wow, way to amp it up. Indeed. I am Alex Meck, part of the Call to Action crew, and you can find me running C2Ways Twitter at Call to Action Pod. And we just made it happen. Guys, we're actually officially a podcast, like an actual legit podcast. So it's audio only. It's like a real thing.
Awesome.
We're on Anchor. We're on Anchor, and we're supposed to be on Spotify and iTunes by the end of the week. So I like you do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like getting a little vertigo there. Yeah, but that's coming to you here ASAP. So thank you so much for your patience and feedback. We really love all of it. Definitely subscribe to this video. If you liked them, having them on, please definitely comment below and tell them whether or not you think their arguments were shit or not, or you loved them. Heck, I don't know. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Wednesday's episode of Schmoebates. We will see you next Wednesday at 9:30 every week with Call to Action. And we'll see you soon. Thank you again. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Ciao.